Hey guys, it's Jen. Welcome back to Joyful Living. Today I am bringing you guys a tour of my home office and filming area. I hope that some of the things that I'm going to share with you will be helpful for you if you are working on organizing and decorating your own home office. And also I thought you might enjoy a little behind the scenes peek of what goes on here at Jen Lefforge on the business end of things. And I'm really excited that you're here. Okay, so let's talk about home office in general. So many of us are working from home right now, and whether you've been doing it for years like I have, I think the first time that I started working at least one day a week from home was now almost 20 years ago, and you should have seen my laptop back then. It weighed like 50 pounds. I'm exaggerating, but not by very much. But the whole work from home option as a working mother always was great for me. I loved that it gave me some flexibility. It enabled me to do things like change out laundry in between phone calls and just kind of helped me feel a little more settled. It is very hard to work full-time and raise a family, and working from home, although great for flexibility, also had all kinds of its own challenges, and I learned a lot over the years. So I'm going to share a few of those tips and tricks with you today, but first I want to give you a tour of the office. So let's do that, and then I'll meet you back here and we'll talk tips and tricks. Okay guys, welcome to my home office. This is located in the basement of our home, and it is such a great space for me. I have over here my great desk that my son just put together for me. This is from Target.com. It was very reasonable. I think it was $120. I've got my iMac here, my wonderful little mouse pad that I ordered off of Amazon that just gives me a little touch of inspiration on the days when it feels a little hard. I've got my plum paper planner there, orange bird looking on. It's a great idea to have a little lamp. It just makes the lighting a little softer in here. Over here in this little tray, I've got more journals, my budget planner, and more places just when inspiration strikes, I can jot ideas down. And then in these drawers here, I have various office supplies that I might need. Things like a mirror, because I am a YouTube creator after all. Rubber bands, just various items. Then I've got some more office supplies in here. There's Walter's bed, because my favorite thing about working from home is having Walter with me. And then down here, I've got all kinds of boxes and bins for corralling things. This bin here is the one I use most for macro organization. Things that are important just kind of get thrown in there until I can deal with them. I've also got my files for the business down here. Some drawers that house stationery, thank you notes, and stamps. Books that inspire me. I've got my wonderful seaplane that Scott built for me. And then believe it or not, these ears are just up there with thumbtacks. So I take these down when I want to grab a pair. I can also change them out seasonally. I just love that. I think that's just super cute. Got a little Sorcerer Mickey there next to our elephant in the room. I have a chair in here, which I think is such a great addition if you can fit one. This is actually a recliner, and I will sit there and write on my laptop sometimes or read and do research, and it's just a really comfortable space. Now over here, I have my equipment. So this is all of my camera equipment and cords. You guys would not believe all that is required to put on the show around here, but this is where I keep all of that. For a while there, it was all over the house, so it's important to have it all in one space. And then I've got some various seasonal items. This shelf actually does double duty as Christmas storage and also a place for my friends to hang out. No social distancing required with these guys. My ring light and my tripod are right there, out of the way but still easily accessible. That's where I keep all of my wrapping paper and some packing supplies. And then over here is my wrapping and packing station. So I've got lots of Sharpies. This mug cracks me up. It says, "Who's the fairest of them all?" Oops, me again. Some coworkers of mine gave that to me. They knew that that's very much of a me thing. I have a scale for when I take things to the post office. And then I have these little fun pals. that just like to hang out and keep me company. So what did you think? I am so happy with this space. I feel like it is so my personality, and it's taken me a while to get there. I've had this office for 4 years. I've only been a YouTube creator for 2 years, so it's definitely taken on a lot more Disney once I realized that I was going to have a very Disney-focused channel on my main channel. But I love that it's very personal to me, and you can't really get that overnight. That's something that has to be curated over time. But there are a few things that are particular to me about the way that I work. So the number one thing that I think is important for your home office is to think about how you like to work. Some people do much better having their laptop up in the kitchen. Maybe the chaos of your family fuels you. If you're me, you really need to have a space where you can get away from it all and really just focus on the task at hand. I do not do well with distractions. I never have. In fact, finally in my last job, when I moved from a cubicle into my own office, everything got better for me. My creativity got better, my productivity got better, and I just felt so much happier at work because although I am a very people-oriented person, I'm actually very introverted. There's a word for it. I'm not totally an extrovert or an introvert, but for sure, I need focus, alone, quiet time in order to be efficient with my work. So this space, and the IRS is very clear on this, if you are writing off a home office, which I do, is just designated for work. Here's why I love that. Well, number one, I love the write-off, of course. Number two, I like that it is not in my bedroom, which is where it used to be for years. I like that it is away from the other happenings of the house, and it's a space that I can come to that is for a designated purpose. Now, I recognize a lot of you are in a space where there is no way you can have this much room for a home office. I didn't for years. It was our dining room for many, many years. I've had different corners and different living rooms. The one huge mistake that I made was when I tried to have my home office in my bedroom. Worst idea ever. I am a very... what's the word I want to say? I need to wind down before I go to sleep. I'm very, high strung, as they say. And I need a peaceful environment to sleep. And there was nothing worse than trying to sleep and looking out of the corner of my eye and I'm seeing my laptop and I'm seeing my files and I'm seeing a stack of things that I know I need to do. It was not conducive to sleep. So if at all possible, try to get your home office out of your bedroom. Now down here, I actually have the luxury of total privacy if I want it. I have almost total privacy, I should say. Right on the other side over there is Scott's modeling area where he makes airplane models, and he has an absolute blast doing it. His space is actually pretty tidy. He's got great shelving, but sometimes when we're down here co-working, and I think a lot of you can relate to that right now, we both want our own space and we want a way to signal to each other, I don't really want to chit chat right now. I need to get my work done. So I have some curtains coming. I'll try to see if I can insert a picture of them. They're from Amazon. I hope that they look as cute in person as they did on the website, but they are going to be hanging right here. There's a little open alcove there. So I really do have a physical barrier so I can come down and have, it's not totally private, but at least there's a signal for people in my family to know mom is working, give her a minute and leave her alone. So yeah, that'll be a really good thing. I like that I change things out seasonally. I've got my ears hanging and those will change maybe, as we move into the fall. I've got some fall ears that will go up and then, I've got Christmas ears that will go up. I guess we have summer before all of that. Are you getting confused even about the seasons? Days of the week, seasons? Who cares? It doesn't matter. Another thing I like is that I have a lot of comfort items down here. And again, this was true when I was working in an actual office as much as it is in my home office. I have things like candles. I have plugins. The way that it smells is really important to me. Having some ambient lighting, like this little lamp that I have back here on the desk. Having different lighting options. Those little things that you really put a lot of thought into, say in a family room or a bedroom, but maybe for your home office, you're not giving that a lot of thought because you're like, it's just a place to get work done. Well, your work is a huge part of your life. So you want to make sure that the space feels cozy and feels like you. Color is super important. Now, let me talk about this color for a minute, because Scott will kill me if I do not mention to you that he picked out this color. It is called Blue Jeans. It is by Benjamin Moore. And I will tell you, this color was a huge risk for me. I normally am very neutral with wall color, but blue is really conducive to productivity and focus. So I love the color for that reason. It was just a lot of blue. And when it first went up and there wasn't any other furniture in here, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to handle this. But as time's gone on, I absolutely love this color. And I really cannot tell you how much it calms me, and it really does help me to focus. I really love this color. Thank you, honey. So the desk that I got is new. You can see that right there. I had a much larger desk in here that was kind of a dark brown. I had it for many years. It was a hand-me-down from a friend. I liked the size of it, but it just sucked up all the light in the room, and I really did want to have something that was light and bright and airy in here. And because it's a little bit smaller, it freed up a lot more floor space. So to me, it just makes the whole office feel a lot more open and airy. I also love that I have a chair in here. Having a chair in your home office, if you can fit it, a comfortable chair to be able to read things. For me, maybe if I'm doing research, I might pull my laptop over and work over in the chair. It's a recliner, so I can put my feet up. And also, of course, making sure there is room for your sweet pets. You guys saw Walter's dog bed when I did the tour. Walter's favorite thing is to come down here and sit at my feet while I'm working. And that, I have to say, is probably the #1 benefit of working from home, is being able to have my dog with me. I just love that. I was recently introduced to the concept of macro organization, and this is so me. I was doing it anyway, but now I feel like I have permission to do it this way. If you're not one of those super efficient people who writes everything down maybe weekly or monthly, especially if you own your own business and you're trying to keep track of deductions and business expenses, macro organization gives you permission to just dump it all in one bin that is designated for that purpose, and then to carve out time, whether that's quarterly, if you have to pay your taxes quarterly like I'm getting ready to start doing, or annually, and just go through that whole bin all at once. I realize there's a lot of benefit to keeping up with it a little bit at a time, but the way my brain works, I just don't want to do that. So I put it off and I put it off and it never happens. But if it's all in a bin and I know it's safe and I know I'm not in danger of losing anything, then I'm a lot more motivated to carve out that time when I absolutely have to. Evidently, I work really well with the deadline, because when I know it has to get done, I get it done. In fact, I just turned the last of my tax receipts into my tax person today. Thank you, Jennifer. That's my tax person's name too. Always have a tax person with the same name as you. Not always possible. It is when your name is Jennifer. So anyway, the other thing that I started doing as far as electronically was I now use Genius Scan to take pictures of my receipts. Because I do a lot of travel vlogging, a lot of my receipts are tax deductible. Well, you know that yucky paper that, they print receipts on is awful. The ink starts to fade on it. So I snap a picture through Genius Scan, which is an app on my phone. I email it to myself, then all those emails go into one file. I know that there are apps that will do that for you, but that system has worked for me for years, and then I can just throw away the receipts and I don't have to worry about it, which is my favorite thing. The other thing I love about Genius Scan is it will turn a photograph into a PDF. So if you need to sign something and send it, that's a great option. So it's just a great free app, and I will put the link to that in the description box below. I just absolutely love it down here. It brings me a lot of joy, and it really does make me happy. So I hope whatever you're doing today, you're finding joy. I hope that you are finding a way to work from home peacefully. And I might do a whole separate video about how to kind of manage working from home when you have kids, because I do have a few tips and tricks for that as well, because I did it for a really long time. I'll talk to you guys very soon. I hope you're doing really well. And yeah, see you next time. Bye-bye.